Hi everyone, this is Miss Ashley here at the Kickerillo-Mischer Preserve. For today's video, I want to introduce you to one of my friends, and you might get grossed out at them when I first tell you what they are, but please stay there with me. So these are going to be insects that we are going to be looking at today. Now the insects that I'm going to share with you, you might not find every single one of them here at the preserve, but you'll find some of their cousins out and about in the park grounds. There are millions of insects out in the world and a whole bunch of them out here in Texas. But not all insects grow in the same way. Some insects do what is called incomplete metamorphosis, which means that they start off as an egg, and from this egg, a smaller version of their adult self hatches out. And through time, they go through different instar stages until they get to adulthood. Now, there are other insects that do a different kind of cycle, and this is called complete metamorphosis. A great example of this is the monarch butterflies that we are all familiar with. Monarch butterflies come up as eggs, and from these eggs we have small larvae that begin to hatch. We know these larvae as caterpillars. Now, in order to get this caterpillar to be its adult form, the caterpillar needs to go into what's called a pupa stage. Moths and butterflies all do this. Some of them are pupa, some of them are called cocoons. And from this cocoon, chrysalis or pupal stage is when we get what is called the monarch butterfly itself as an adult. Today I would like for you to meet one of my insect friends who also does complete metamorphosis like the monarch butterfly. This friend in front of us right now is called the darkling beetle. Its scientific name is Kickerillo-Mischer. A cool thing about its name is that the part molitor actually comes from the Latin version of it, which in English means miller, referring to the yellow color of the larva as it's turning also into a pupa and then into an adult. You may be wondering, why do you keep saying beetle, but in front of us right now there is just a larva? Well, beetles, like we mentioned earlier, they do complete metamorphosis. They're considered to be holometabolists, which means that they go through those 4 stages of life. The third stage of this insect's life is its pupal stage. Now, when it's in its pupa stage, a lot of change is going on inside the body, but the creature cannot move from one place to the other. The only defense mechanism that it has is to go ahead and wiggle its tail in order to try to scare off any potential predators. A second characteristic to look for to identify if the animal is an insect would be its antennae. All adult insects will have a pair of antennae, which means they'll have 1 and 2 antennae. The third characteristic to look for would be the body segments. And for this one, it might be obvious in some insects, but for some of them, it might not be as noticeable. So when you look at an insect from the top view, you can try to identify these 3 sections. Does it have 1, the head, 2, the thorax, and 3rd, the abdomen? The head is always going to be connected to the antenna. The thorax is the middle section of the body, and this is where all the legs and wings connect to. And the 3rd section is the abdomen, similar to your stomach. That's going to be where the organs are located in. In front of us right now, we have the adult of the darkling beetle. From this angle, you are able to clearly see the 6 legs on the body of this insect, 3 on each side, coming off from the thorax. We have the abdomen, and then we have the head, which is connected to the antenna. Now, if we flip them, you will be able to see the hard shell, which protects the wings located right underneath it. So, beetles are great to have as prey, but they're also very beneficial to our environment, for they act as decomposers. So, both the larva, the pupa, and thirdly, the adult stage are all found underneath logs and other decaying material, breaking it down in our forests. So next time you are out and about in the trails, make sure to keep your eyes peeled because you might just come across one of these guys. This is Ashley, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in Kickerillo.